السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Last week we stopped reflection in Surah Al-Qiyamah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to give him instructions of how to receive al-wahy, how to receive the revelation. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to receive it from Jibreel alayhi salam. Sometimes Jibreel alayhi salam will come as a shape of a man, and that is the easiest for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to get a wahy from him. And sometimes it will come like salsalat al-jaras, like a ringing of a bell, like a bell sound, meaning some kind of a vibration. This is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. And sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and that is what is the hardest on me. That is the hardest on me. Brother Habib and I were, reading about commentary about the wahy and so forth. Aisha radiallahu anha used to say that I see sweat on the forehead of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam so much in the night that is very cold. So I realized that he's receiving wahy. So there was a process of the information coming from an angel to a human being, to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At the same time, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wanted to carry this in a proper way. He knows now he's the last messenger. He knows that this is a responsibility that no other human being will ever, no other being will carry this responsibility. This is for him and him alone, from all the creation. So he started moving his tongue to repeat what Jibreel alayhi salam was saying, hoping that he will contain it in his memory and his heart, so it will not escape him. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give calmness, tranquility and assurance to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. Do not move your tongue with it so you can take it quickly. We will keep it, we will protect it, we'll keep it in your chest, we'll keep it in your heart. We will collect it, but after it is recited and said, then your job is to implement it. Okay. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْنَا ثُمَّ إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا بَيَانًا. And upon us is to make it clear. Upon us is to make it clear. So within those couple of ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us that this is a revelation from Allah and Allah alone, an explanation only from Allah and Allah alone, and your part of it is to follow it, and it is complete and it is tight. Okay, that is when a Jewish man in Medina told Umar radiallahu anhu, he said, there is one ayah that you have in your Quran. If it was revealed upon us, we'll take it as a celebration. We'll take that ayah, we'll make a special day for celebration for this ayah. He said, what ayah is that? he said, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. Today I completed, okay, your religion, it is complete for you, and I'm pleased with Quran as Islam as a deen for you. He said, I know when it was revealed. It was revealed in the day of Eid, okay, in Mecca, in the Arafat, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was making his Hajj. The point being is that knowledge that this deen is complete. You know what the word complete means? And أكملت وأتممت ورضيت. I mean that is three words that makes things very tight and very comfortable. Okay? How dare us after that looking for answers somewhere else? Okay? I mean, that's how much of a loser that a person would be if you look for an answer somewhere else. Okay? So now the case is complete. Okay, now the issue is tight. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remind us all with the reality of things now, as it is and as it will come. Go ahead, inshallah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ثم إن علينا بيانه كلا بل تحبون العاجلة وتذرون الآخرة وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة ووجوه يومئذ باسرة تظن أن يفعل بها فاقرة.
جزاكم الله خير.
Then it is for us to make it clear. Not as you think that humankind will not be resurrected and recompensed for your deeds, but you love the present life of this world and neglect the hereafter.
Okay.
Some faces that day will be nadirah, shining and radiant, looking at their Lord, and some faces that day will be basirah, dark, gloomy, frowning and sad, thinking that some calamity is about to fall on them.
The first ayah, we talked about the completion of this and the clarification of this, and the matter, if you have a question, it will be answered. And not only that, but it's going to be answered by the one who received the wahy, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the wahy of the Quran, we made that which you can come down to you, we send you al-wahy or the revelation to explain that which is revealed upon you. Okay? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we brought down on you that which explained what brought down on you. Okay? That which brought down Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is one thing, and then another thing also brought down upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to explain and clarify and make clear that which came down. Meaning the revelation is two revelation. One will explain the other. Point being is the matter, it becomes very clear. And the relationship, quickly, between the Quran and the Sunnah. Okay? The Quran talks about the same thing as the Sunnah talks about. So the subject matter is the same. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will talk about the pillars of Islam throughout the Quran, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will bring it into hadith. بني الإسلام على خمس. Islam is built upon 5. And Rasulullah tells us what are those 5. Second is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will talk about things in general. The Quran, the Sunnah will bring it in details. So in generally pray, but how do you pray? You go to the Sunnah. So the Sunnah now makes clear what the Quran brought. In this sense, the 5 pillars of Islam, it came in general in the Quran and it came in details in the Sunnah. So in this sense, the Quran needs the Sunnah. Otherwise, you'll not be able to implement the Quran. Okay? Third is there is an exception. Rasulullah ﷺ through the Sunnah will make an exception, right? The exception, like, the blood is haram, the dead is haram, but the blood is haram except 2 blood, the dead is haram except 2 dead. So there is an exception, okay? The al-kabid wa tuhad, the liver and the spleen. Rasulullah ﷺ said these are the 2 blood that is halal. It has a lot of content of blood in it. The fish and the dead of the sea and the locust, the grasshopper, the locust, is dead, but it is halal to eat, right? So there is an exception. That's something that was haram, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it through the hadith halal, right? So something was haram, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam through the hadith made an extra haram with it, right? That وَلَا تَجْمَعُ بَيْنَ الْأُخْتَيْنِ, and you do not combine 2 sisters at the same time as wives. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that's in the Quran. In the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do not combine 2 sisters or a sister and her aunt. So, and her aunt here is an addition to something that's haram, that is an extra to it, and so forth, right? But also, السنة مستقلة بالتشريع. السنة مستقلة بالتشريع. The Sunnah is independent in giving Sharia from the Quran. We need to understand that. Okay? So when Rasulullah ﷺ will bring something and you cannot find it in the Quran, yes, and it is halal and haram. Rasulullah ﷺ said in the hadith that the time will come and a man will sit on his couch, يتكئ على أريكته. Okay? The man, Rasulullah ﷺ describes the life at that time, right? A man will be well fed sitting on his couch, like meaning comfortable, easy life, and saying what's between us and you, the Quran. What Allah makes halal, halal, what Allah makes haram, haram. ألا وقد أوتيت القرآن ومثله معه. Nay, I was given the Quran and with it, like it with it, and like it with it. Okay? So Rasulullah ﷺ would say that the men do not wear silk. Okay, haram silk on men, haram gold on men. That is that is haram, coming from the Sunnah and the Hadith and Hadith alone. So just to make more comments on that point, the first verse. كلا بل تحبون العاجلة وتذرون الآخرة. No, you love, okay, العاجلة, and you hate وتذرون, and you let go with الآخرة. Okay, the word is dunya and akhirah, but dunya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said العاجلة, the quick one, the one that comes quickly, or the one that you're in it, that's got the quick one. And tuhibbuna, Allah used the word tuhibbuna, love. And for al-akhirah, the other one, or the later one, or the last one, okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَتَذَرُونَ, and you let go. You are letting go. Did not say تُحِبُّونَ وَتَكْرَهُونَ, you love and you hate. No, you love this and you're letting go with this. Okay, you're letting go. With the word letting go means it is possible that you almost grab in it. When I say you don't let go with this, that means it is within your hand, okay, within your grasp, okay. I would say go for this, but if I say don't let go with this, that means it is within your grasp, okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala many times in the Quran tell us the hereafter, this life and the hereafter, okay. من كان يريد العاجلة عجلنا له فيها ما نشاء لمن نريد. He who wants al-ajila, the same word Allah used in the verse, right? He who wants al-ajila, عجلنا له, the same word, right? Those who wants ajila, we made عجلنا for him. He wants the quick one, we'll give him quickly. He wants it right now, we'll give him right now. عجلنا له فيها. We'll make quickly give him in it. ما نشاء لمن نريد. Whatever we wish to whomever we wish. So what is it? Right? How foolish we are, right? You want it quickly, and you're not going to get in it except what Allah permits for whoever He wishes. So why don't you just adjust yourself, because you're going to get whatever in it anyway. Okay? There's nothing. من كان يريد العاجلة عجلنا له فيها ما نشاء لمن نريد ثم جعلنا له جهنم يصلاها مذموما مدحورا. Then we'll prepare for him Jahannam. Okay? ومن كان يريد الآخرة وسعى لها سعيها وهو مؤمن فأولئك كان سعيهم مشكورا. And as for the one who wants the late one, the other one, al-akhirah, the hereafter, okay? Can you do that? That we will give him from it, okay? أو من كان يريد العاجلة عجلنا له فيها ما نشاء لمن نريد ثم جعلنا له جهنم يصلاها مذموما مدحورا ومن كان يريد الآخرة. What did I say? نعم. I just said it. Yes. وسعى لها جزاك الله خير. وسعى لها سعيها. That's the point. That he exerted an effort toward it. وهو مؤمن, while he's a believer. Right? In other words, you work for it, okay? You want it. You have to work for it while you are a believer. That's how beautiful and clear that is. Okay? I mean, some people can work for the hereafter, but you have no idea what that is. Right? And they are completely in the wrong path. Okay? But they tell you there is another one. Okay, what is that other one? Okay? They will give you a completely different picture of what the reality is. وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٍ, meaning you got it right, and you know what it is, and you got the path for it, and now go ahead. Remember this. The Sharia controls the goal and controls the path to the goal. In everything, you cannot separate the goal from the path to it. And you choose the Sharia and put it in one point and not the other. Another word, the goal does not justify the means, right? Your goal is very, very nice, but then you go and crooked. You know, Tom is poor, so get money for him. We're going to collect money and get money for him. That's very honorable. But then how are you going to get the money? You're going to steal from Paul. You know, what is this, right? So I'm just giving an example of the mentality that with the people and with the Muslims as well. Okay, that you have a goal and the goal is noble, but then you go crooked to get to the goal. No, The Sharia that controls the goal, controlling the path as well. You cannot separate them. Okay? So if there is an akhirah, yes. Admirable to work for akhirah, yes. But what is that akhirah that you're talking about? Is it something that we agree upon and you know and it is given by Allah, or something that you made up? And how do you get there? Okay? Okay, so وَمَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ الْآخِرَةَ وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. Okay? And worked for it while he is a believer. See how beautiful that the ending is? أُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ سَعْيُهُمْ مَشْكُورًا. Those and their effort is going to be appreciated. Who's saying that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their effort is going to be appreciated. Okay? Mashkura. Your work is going to be mashkur. Who's going to give you the shukr? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Now, so in this verse that we're talking about, what is the reward? What is the shukr here? It is the ultimate, is what? Faces seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is it. This is it. Okay? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam points at the skies, tells the companions, look at the moon. Do you see it clear? Yes. A full moon, a full lit night. And Rasulullah sallallahu said, is there something between you and prevent you from seeing the moon? No. This is how you're going to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing that will prevent you from seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there is a change that will happen. Okay? Remember the verse that was just we just left. No. In the same surah, the concept of the Quran and the revelation, and how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is receiving the revelation, right? This is a relationship between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this life. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Musa alayhi salam, when he said, he's listening to Allah, he's on the mountain, and he's moved so much, and Rabbi arini anzur ilayk. My Lord, I want to look at you, I want to see you. Okay, out of love and all of this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Lan tarani, you will not see me. This is not possible right now. But if I clear myself to the mountain, then you will see me. And when Allah cleared himself to the mountain, not to Musa, to the mountain, okay, the mountain collapsed and Musa lost conscience. Right? So the point is, and we just said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to get the wahy, not being seeing Allah, but the wahy of Allah, an angel, okay, and the communication with the angel here used to exert him in effort so much, right? So in the hereafter, Allah create us a different creation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create us a different creation. So we'll be able to see Allah. Okay? And this verse is clear. That here the hadith is clear and this verse is clear. Okay? Because there's some other thoughts and deviation from this area and so forth, in this concept. So now when we our life here together here, our brotherhood here for a long time, we're talking so much about the attributes of Allah. We're talking so much about how, to detect the attributes of Allah. And we're saying we are at awe with the concept and the words, what the word, the attribute is, and how to decipher this, how to break it down, how to see the manifestation of it all around us and so forth. Okay? When you get to hadith about the rahmah of Allah created a rahmah, right? Allah, the most merciful, created a rahmah, okay? And took this rahmah and divided to 100 parts. And this one part put it for all humanity and all being from the beginning of the creation to the end. And then the 99 part of that rahmah, Allah will use it in the day of judgment. Now imagine this, right? What this rahmah is, right? Now you're going to be looking at Ar-Rahman. What is that going to be like? Okay, what how is that is going? What kind of effect that is going to be? We make dua to be within the mercy of Allah. We make dua to be with the maghfirah of Allah. We're making dua for. Now you're going to be with the one that carries the attributes. Okay, so we're hoping in this life to get closer as much as we can to this concept. Okay, and what is the indication? What is the indication for any of us that you are getting closer to this concept? Okay, that impossible to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in hadith that لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون هواه تبعا لما جئت به. One of you will not be a true believer until his desire will match with what I brought. See, desire and matching to the revelation. That is the indication in this life. When you find your desire is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought, that is your desire. Okay? Now you are close to Allah. Another word, your own desire disappears. Your own desire disappears. Okay? It melts with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. Now, could you explain what intention would be at that time? Right? Another word, when you have an intention, you exert an effort to do what? To separate things that you want from the intention that you should have for this to have success. Right? You are filtering things to have a clear intention. But when your desire is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought, what is the intention then? How do you, okay, the intention disappears in this. Wallahu a'lam. So, and that takes work. وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. That's what it is. And work for it. Okay? And while he is a believer. Okay? Then وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاظِرَةٌ. نَاظِرَةٌ. What is nadira? You know, the closest to this is when you describes the person's face with some light that's lit up. Okay, there's light comes from the person's face. There is some kind of cheerfulness or comfort, brightness. Maybe that's the word. Okay, it is something that you detect that you cannot quite describe physically, right? Another word, what is the different definition of beauty, right? There are many who study this, right? You know, they say, okay, the distance between the two eyes and the forehead to the chin to the chest, and this and that, and if you split their face to half, this matches this, no, it does not match, and trying to come up with the most beautiful faces, right? And then they come up with that face and put it in front of you, and what do? Huh? Where is that beauty, right? There is a dimension to beauty that cannot be detected physically, okay? But yes, it can be detected physically, but you cannot put a finger on it. In other words, you say this person is beautiful, this person is bright, this person is comfortable, and so forth. The point is, these faces are being watching or seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that these faces are going to be the epitome of this description, the epitome of this brightness and happiness. Okay? Outside, inside, everything. Okay? إلى ربها. Okay? ناظرة. Okay? You see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say إلى الله ناظرة, to Allah looking. No, to its Lord. ربها. The word ربها here, it brings into that relationship. It brings the beautiful relationship that you're dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as your Rabb. That word brings the attributes in it. All the attributes in it. The attributes of love. Right? Remember, there is attributes of love, of Jamal, and the attributes of Jalal. Okay? The attribute of majesty. Right? The attribute of majesty, it puts you at awe. Okay? It puts you at being shy, at being careful. Right? And the attributes of Jamal, it's just love. Right? So, إِلَىٰ رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةً. Because remember, now it is the point of reward. The judgment, you know, it's coming now, and they are going to be rewarded, and they are rewarded by looking at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So now it is Rabbiha. Like you're looking at Allah, you're the one who took care of me, Allah. Because that's what Rabbiha means. It's the one that took care of it. The one who cares about it, who protected, who brought it close. So, إِلَىٰ رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةً. Okay. And other wujuh faces that again, it is the word. Okay, it is a miserable. Okay, تظن أن يفعل بها. تظن, it's expecting that it's going to be punished. Okay, it's expecting that it's going to be punished. You know, at that moment, it's so scary, right? You know that here is a person now sure and know that they're going to be punished, and there's no way out, and the punishment is coming. That itself is so much punishment. Okay, to the point that they will say and run and ask, get this done with. Get this done with and take us to hellfire. Okay? Meaning that get this done with. They know they're going to be punished, but they want it to be done with. Okay? They go to all the messengers of the Prophet of Allah, intercede on our part, get this done. This punishment here is so much. Okay? When is it going to end? Okay? So that dhan, okay, that dhan, what do you have dhan to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Okay? What do you think of Allah? What do you know about Allah? How do you see Allah? Okay? So the one إلى ربها ناظرة, and the one who تظن أن يفعل بها فاقرة, that's a contrast. Okay? Those who had a dhan of Allah, أنا عند ظن عبدي بي, I am what my servants think of me. Okay? So if he thinks of me good, this is what he's going to find. If he thinks of me otherwise, that's what he's going to find. And I'm closer to and what is the continue of this hadith? أنا عند ظن بي, I am what my servants think of me. Okay? And if my servant mention me and remember me, فإذا ذكرني في نفسه ذكرته في نفسي. If he remembers me or mentions me within himself, I will mention him in myself. Okay, so that is we have a thought about Allah, about who Allah is. What do you think your Lord? Who is your Lord? Right? I'm what my servant think of me. But now you are remembering Allah within yourself. You remember Allah within yourself. Then Allah says, I will remember you in myself. Now imagine you, a person who remembered Allah within himself as much as you tried and exerted an effort. Now, ila rabbiha nadhira. You're looking at your Lord. What is that relationship is going to be like? Right? I know I remembered you and me, Allah. So it is the ultimate. It is that's what everybody is, all the believers looking for. Versus the one that thought about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala differently. Thought about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way that's wicked. يظنون بالله غير الحق ظن الجاهلية يقولون لو أطاعونا ما ماتوا أو ما قتلوا. يظنون بالله غير الحق ظن الجاهلية لو يقولون لو كان لنا من الأمر من شيء ما قتلنا هاهنا. They think of Allah in the way of jahiliyyah. They say, if we, would have changed the matter here, we wouldn't have got killed here in the Battle of Uhud, right? So what are they thinking about Allah? They think that they can actually maneuver away from Allah, right? So why did we come out? What if we shouldn't have followed? If we would have followed this, if we would have done that, this would have happened. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? لو كنتم في بيوتكم لبرز الذين كتب عليهم القتل إلى مضاجعهم. If you were in your own home, the one that death is upon them, they would come to exactly the place that you go, they're going to be killed. Okay? So what are you thinking about Allah? What is this? What is this? They're thinking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as equal. They think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as what are you going to do and what am I going to do, right? If you go right, I'll go left, and now you see if you can catch me. Are you kidding? What is this? What is this? This is, versus the one who just throws himself to Allah. Literally throws himself to Allah. Okay? Meaning, I belong to you, Allah. All of me, internally and externally, belongs to you and only you. Because I belong to you anyway, Allah. Right? Why would you want to resist? What's happening to you is going to happen. What is going to happen is going to happen. Okay, go ahead, resist, and you're going to end up there. Why don't you submit and end up there with a pleasure? Okay, again, إِلَى رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةٌ, to its Lord looking, and cheerful, comfortable, and bright. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. First, how are you? How's your the procedure?
He said, legally I can drive. So
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Brother Hamid just had a lens change, cataract lens change in one of the eyes. When is the second one is going?
Second one is on December 2nd.
Jazakallah khair. December 2nd.
December 2, yeah.
Inshallah. So how do I look to you now? No.
I'm very fine.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. He said, everything went well, and then he called me also, the doctor, after a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alhamdulillah.
And in the beginning, I had little difficulty seeing this eye, but now there's more light goes inside.
MashaAllah.
Artificial lens.
Yes.
Original lens is gone.
Yes.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
but it will adjust.
Alhamdulillah.
Huh? You have 2 fingers. No, I had a double vision, so he said that it's gonna correct everything.
Yeah.
Later on I may need glasses again also. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alhamdulillah. So, Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Can I start this? I
Yes,
forget
تفضل
usually
تفضل
to
تفضل.
Start my.
Yes.
Can I start the recording?
Yes, تفضل.
Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام.
Today we continue with Surah Al-Qiyamah, and we did 7 ayahs, ayah number 19 to 25. So ayah number 19 was left over from the previous session, and it goes like this: Summa inna alayna bayana. Then upon us is its clarification to you. And before that, the ayah was فَإِذَا قَرَأْنَاهُ فَاتَّبِعْ قُرْآنَهُ. So when we have recited it through Jibreel alayhi salam, because Jibreel alayhi salam is the messenger who brings Allah's words to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so the whole, these 4 ayahs were like interruption with the topic that was going on about the Qiyamah. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was repeating what Jibreel alayhi salam was saying, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like the Shaykh said, wanted to train him and give him instruction that there is no need for that. I am responsible for preserving it in your memory, in your heart. So you're not going to forget. Whatever Jibreel salam is saying, just pay attention and listen to it. And it is my job, I am the one who is going to make it go in your memory and you will not forget it. And you know, it really happens that Jibreel salam, when he left, Rasulullah salam started to recite whatever he was saying. I mean, so this is the instruction. And again, the today's ayah says that not only you will remember in your memory, in your heart, but also we will explain to you the meaning of whatever our words are, whatever we reveal to you through Jibreel alayhi salam. Because that is important. Because when Rasulullah salam recites it to the people are going to ask him for explanation. And he is the first one who is the Mufassir of the Quran. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people will ask him, and then he has to. So like Shaykh here mentioned very important point here, that Quran and Sunnah go hand in hand. You know, whatever Rasulullah sallam does, explains, is the Sunnah. And the Quran is Allah's word. But you know, I also know that both of them are wahi. Rasulullah sallam doesn't say anything from his own heart. It is through Allah that Allah explained to him and he explains to people. So, you know, the Quran is wahi matlu, that we do the tilawat. And the Sunnah is wahi ghair matlu, means it is not the one we recite. But it is also from Allah, inspiration from Allah only, like here it says, this ayah says, ثُمَّ إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا بَيَانًا, you know, then upon us is this clarification. So all Quran and Hadith, they go hand in hand. So if you just leave one or the other, it doesn't work, because in the Quran there will be general instructions and basic, and the Shaykh explained that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will explain it in detail, and that explanation is coming from Allah only, that you know how many times you're going to pray and all those kinds of things, and the details of everything, and that's the bayan. So then after this, the topic goes back to the original topic, which is the Qiyamah. Because here Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is sent as a messenger, as a last messenger to the humanity, and he has a big, you know, task of explaining to the people, and especially the Qiyamah, the Day of Judgment, is very important, because the belief in that is makes the difference. So those who wants to believe in the hereafter will be following the Sharia, laws which come from Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the next ayah is going back to the topic of which is going on, which is about the Qiyamah, and ayah number 20 says that Kalla bal tuhibbun al-ajila wa tazarun al-akhirah, ayah number 21. No, but you love the immediate and leave the hereafter. Immediate means the world, like the Shaykh explained. Ajila is this world. I mean, because this world, if we are making effort, we see the results of it immediately. Whatever we are doing, we do, so we see the image. But the hereafter is a promise. It's a promise from Allah. So, I cannot remember that I was trying to remember that ayah, Inna Allah ishtara min al-mu'minina bi'anna lahumul jannah. I don't know, I missed one word from there. That Allah has purchased the believers, believers, so that He can give them the Jannah. So whatever a believer does on this earth, on this, in dunya, if he does according to what pleases Allah, then the reward will be Jannah. You see? So that is the point here. So, Kalla bal tuhibbun al-ajila wa tazarun al-akhirah. And most of the people, what they do is they leave the hereafter. Now, this is the second reason given for not believing in hereafter. See, the first reason was in ayah number 5, that they want freedom to do whatever they want. It's like ayah number 5 was about, so that they can, there is no limits, no limits of anything, whatever they want to do. So they don't believe in hereafter, so that they don't have to go and face Allah one day, so they can do whatever they want on this earth. And that was the first reason. Now this is another reason, that they like the cash transaction. I mean, ajila can also mean cash. And the other one, which is a promise, like credit. So Allah has promised something for you if you do this. That is, you don't see this here. But the cash transaction here is, most of the people, when we deal with something, we do either cash transaction. You see, you give cash and you get the goods back, or you charge it to your account or something like that. So anyway, so what we have is been promises from Allah, and we are going to get those promises fulfilled if we believe in the hereafter. So this is the second reason. Now we go further, the description of the hereafter, and ayah number 22 and 23 says, Wujuhun yawma izin nazira, some faces that day will be radiant, means white and bright, ila rabbiha nazira, looking at their Lord. Now, we know, and we'll continue with ayah number 24, wujuhun yawma izin basira, and some faces that day will be contorted, means dark, gloomy, and sad, and tazunnu an yuf'ala biha faqira, expecting that something, thinking that some calamity is about to fall on them. You see? So here the description of the hereafter is there. For the believers, of course, their faces will be shining and will be bright and will be happy on that day, because they will see the fruits, of their effort that they did in this world. And the next ayah which says here, ila rabbiha nazir. The Shaykh explained it very well in detail about that. So, there will be some people, the best thing, when people enter into Jannah and think those people who enter the Jannah, Allah will ask them, are you happy here? Are you satisfied? And they will say, yes, Allah, you saved us from hellfire and you gave us this Jannah where our wish is at our command, whatever we want we can do here, and we are very happy. So Allah says, do you want more? I say, Ya Allah, we are happy. So Allah will show Himself to the people. And looking at Allah, you will forget about all the pleasures of Jannah. You will not really care anymore. But some people will be able to see Allah's face, whatever way we will see, not the way we see things here, it's going to be a different thing. Because different powers will be there with us, which we don't possess on this earth. On this earth we have very limited. Even, the scientists say that we are using only less than 10% of our, brain power. So over there, it will be a different life, and different powers, and different things. So we will be able to see Allah, because Allah is all over. It's not like when you see something, it has to be something in front or so within your eyesight. But you cannot see Allah like Shaykh said that Musa alayhi salam wanted to see Allah, and Allah said, you won't be able to see me. On this earth, nobody can see Allah. But over there is going to be a different thing, and people will be able to see Allah with different, situation in whatever way. But some of them will be able to see Him once a week, every Friday. Over there also there will be one day fixed, so all the people of Jannah will gather in it's called Maidan al-Mazid, and they will be able to see Allah. Now some people who are closer to Allah, Muqarribeen, they will see Him all the time. And some people will be able to see Allah in morning and evening. So depending on you, how your performance is on this earth, you'll be able to see Allah, and that will be the best of ni'mah, that people, all other will become hitch of Jannah's ni'mah. And you will be waiting, when can we see Allah? Like people here, we don't wait to come for Friday prayer, but Friday prayer is very, very important in our religion. It's the most important thing. The same way, when there will people, majority of people, I'm talking about Ashabul Yameen, majority of people will be able to see Allah once a week, and they will be waiting to see Allah. And then the other people who are Muqarrabeen, closer, some of them will be able to see morning and evening, and the other people will be able to see all of them. The other side of the coin is the people whose faces will be dark and sad and everything on that day, and they will be waiting for a big calamity to fall on them. And waiting is really difficult. So when you are waiting that some back breaking, the words are used here, تظن أن يفعل بها فاخرة. Fakhira is something like a back breaking, like back breaking calamity is coming to you, and they know for sure now it is coming. So they will be waiting for that, and this is the showing both sides of the coin. The people who are, the believers will be in different, they will be separated. They will be separated from the people who are non-believers and the deniers of the truth and deniers of the hereafter and everything. Jazakallah khair.
وإياكم. Any comments, inshallah? Amiru, how are you? Any comments, inshallah? Is Brother Khan here? Any announcement you want to make? Okay, because he usually will say, it's time for prayer. It is, I can see some light from the window, yeah. Just one comment I want to make. He used the word disruption in the ayat. Yeah. There was no disruption there in the ayat. It seems like there's a shift in the subject matter, okay? But it is not a shift in the subject matter. It is the same subject matter. It is, the whole contention is you don't believe in this, right? And now it's saying here is that this is how it comes and how it is complete, and this is, there is nothing will go outside of this tight circle of the relationship between Rasulullah ﷺ and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a revelation. So that which you are denying, it is complete, okay? And this is how mechanically it was happening. And so it is kind of the same subject matter, if you will. Yeah, Wallahu a'lam. Yeah, Wallahu a'lam.
Towards the end of Surah Abasa,
Yeah,
but the faces
yeah,
were mentioned.
yes.
And the situation of both, those who are kuffar and Muslimun, were clearly, mentioned here. لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه. That every man that day will have enough to make him careless to others. Then it says وجوه يومئذ مسفرة. Some faces that day will be bright. ضاحكة مستبشرة. Laughing, rejoicing at good news of paradise, of course. وجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة. And other faces that day will be dust stained. ترهقها قترة. Darkness will cover them. أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة. Such will be the kafara, disbelievers in Allah, in His oneness and His messengers, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the fajara, wicked, evildoers. Yeah, may Allah make us not among those. Yes.
When you're done.
I'm done.
I don't want to waste too much time, but I had a question. So, Bismillah, as-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulillah. Quick question, actually, observation. Brother Hamid mentioned that even for the people of Jannah, not everybody is going to have the same privileges in terms of seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So is that,
No.
what does it depend on?
No, everyone.
Yeah, but he's saying that, it was mentioned that there's a different frequency for people, right? Some people would have to wait for a particular day. Is that so?
No,
Once a week and then twice a day. And
Yeah.
then some people will be seeing Allah
All the time, yes. So there's a difference, right?
depending on your performance on this earth.
Is that you're telling me basically you have to work harder now?
but I want to know the
Yeah, I
The- the-
saw this in Tafsir Madhari. I have a big tafsir
Okay.
about 12 volumes, and usually it gives you a reference.
I want to know that the references every day.
The reference is,
Inshallah, we can talk about it, inshallah.
yeah, there's a reference. That's why I saw that we have in Muqarrabin, Ashabul Yamin, there's some Muqarrabin. So like prophets of Allah, they will be looking at Allah all the time. All the prophets
Yeah.
that are
Yeah,
Allah.
so-
And some of the people who qualify other than the prophet will be able to look at see Allah all the time. There are some people who are also from the Muqarrabeen will be able to see it in the morning and evening. You know, morning and evening is very important, on this earth, that before sunrise and before sunset, the prayers are the most important prayers. So the people, so say they will be able to see Allah, in the morning and evening, whatever the days are over there, okay, according to that. And then majority of the people will be, I know about this because I have read in many tafsir that there is a place where all the people of Jannah will gather once a week.
Right.
And it's a big place, like
Yes.
all the people come and they will, Allah will show Himself to the people, and they will be waiting for that time, for that week time, the day.
Suq al-Jannah. Suq al-Jannah, the market of Jannah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, inshallah, we can go to the reference about the other times, the specific times, and with the reference to it, inshallah.
Right.
Inshallah.
I usually read about half a dozen tafsir.
Alhamdulillah.
No, mashallah. That's why I'm asking.
All my other books, I had a whole library. I gave it away, except I left all the tafsir of the Quran and everything. So at least,
Yeah.
And Ibn Kathir and all, I have many tafsir, but majority of them I own big ones, big volumes.
Yeah, the reason I ask is, we all work for Jannah. We all at least intend to work for Jannah. And the intention is, at least to me, you want something good, you want the best. Right? You wish for the best, you work for the best. And what is the best? The best of the best of the best of the best of the best is seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we just, you mentioned and we discussed, the whole discussion was, there's nothing like it, there's nothing beyond it, there's nothing, there's nothing compares to it. Not even anything in Jannah. So, when I'm working in the path of Allah, I need to get my compass straight, right? I need to work harder then. So, just entering Jannah is not enough then, right?
No.
We have to work harder then.
No, you have to be careful. We have to be careful.
Okay.
Because, and that's why I'm asking for very specific information. Because where is this taking us? Okay? This taking us into extremism.
Correct.
Okay? To be extreme. For example, you find some Sufi poets.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if they refer it to her, Rabia al-Adawiyya, or they refer it to her, but I don't know if truly she said that or not. Okay? Saying something beautiful and nice, right? Oh Allah, I worship you, Allah, because I love you, Ya Allah, because I want to be with you, Ya Allah. If I worship you because of your Jannah, don't let me enter Jannah.
No, that's not.
You understand?
That's not what it is.
Yeah, if I worship you because I'm afraid of hellfire, enter me. No, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked for Jannah.
Yeah.
That's the point. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, اللهم إنا نعوذ بك نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. We ask you your pleasure and Jannah, and we seek refuge in you and hellfire.
I mean.
Yeah. So you will not see Allah unless you enter Jannah anyway.
Correct.
Okay. So don't feel guilty you're asking for Jannah. Rasulullah ﷺ said, ask for the highest place in Jannah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So.
No, my question really, that's not what I was asking. My question was aimed at, if there's a group of people who have more access to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even in Jannah, then who are those people? I want to know about those people. Who are these muqarrabeen? What do they do? What do we do to get into that category? That would be the follow-up question, right?
Now,
No, I okay. Okay, inshallah, I'll go and refer to it. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Well, yeah, Jazakallah khair for asking this and pushing me to say what I just said because of this concept.
Yeah.
I know what you know, when the hadith that I mentioned, that he who remembers me and will mention me within himself, I'll mention him in myself. Okay? So the issue is, what do you think of Allah?
Yeah.
Okay? Who is your Lord and what attributes He carries and how close that understands to these attributes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally hope that I'll try my best and I'll get the best.
Yes.
Because that is who Allah is, subhanahu wa ta'ala is to me.
Yes. Yeah.
He does not give anything less than the best,
Yeah.
and I cannot hope for anything less than the best.
Alhamdulillah.
That's all. That's my. I wish my relationship to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I wish everyone's relationship to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially
MashaAllah.
those back home who I love, those who are related to me, those of my family, and those who came before me, and those who will inshallah come after me.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Ameen.
Jazakumullah khair.
Wa iyyakum. Jazakallah khair. That's
Yeah.
all I have.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Your announcement was not here. I thought, where's Brother Khan? Okay. I thought, Brother Khan is not going to be mentioned. We'll hear the adhan of Dhuhr.